Hi everyone, welcome again to a very exciting show on Let's Talk Everything Dogs with Kenny. Today we are in Windmill Park visiting the owner of Kairos. He's the breeder of Rottweilers. We'll be learning more about this exciting breed. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please press the subscription button and the notification button. And once again, stay tuned, don't touch that dial, don't blink. Thank you viewers for joining us again on another very exciting episode. Let's Talk Everything Dogs with Kenny. Today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Sthembiso. As you can see, Sthembiso is holding a very beautiful Rottweiler. Today's show will be talking about nothing else but Rottweilers. Sthembiso, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. Kenny, how are you?
I'm good.
All right.
I see you holding a very nice puppy here.
Yes.
What is the name of the puppy?
We've not given him a name yet.
Yes.
He's 13 weeks.
Yes.
He just got this later.
Yes.
So we don't really name the dogs up until all the puppies have gone to their homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely,
so we'll probably start naming him maybe from next week because he's my son's dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Sthembiso, let's just go back a bit.
Yes.
Your love for dogs, Sthembiso, when did it start?
I think it started when I grew up.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to breed Maltese. We used to have a lot of Maltese.
Yes.
So growing up with that background in Maltese, and then I think I started then developing that love for dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, but then when we moved to Foslo, which is my parental home,
Yes.
My mom, she didn't like dogs.
Okay.
So for a while, we didn't have the dog. So I still had that feeling burning that I needed to get a dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So then your first dog, what was your first dog, Sthembiso?
My first dog was a Purapo. Yeah, but it was a cross between a Purapo and I think it was a boxer.
A boxer, yeah.
Yeah, but those big boxers. So the guy had gotten him, it was an accidental mate.
Okay.
Yeah, but then my dad brought that dog home.
Okay, and how long ago was that?
I'm sure this was like 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sthembiso then, moving forward, decides to be a breeder.
Yes.
Of these beautiful dogs, Rottweilers. Take us through the process. How did it come about that you breed Rottweilers?
I had to move out from home.
Yes.
Came and lived with my partner in Windmill Park.
Yes.
So when we moved here, it was a bit not safe. So we were looking for a breed that could protect us, that could protect the family whenever I was not here.
Yes.
Then I thought of getting a Purapo at the time. Shopped around for one.
Yes.
When I was going to consider it, I then thought to myself, every second person has a Purapo or a pit bull.
Yes.
I started not seeing a lot of Rottweilers around the hood and that. Then I decided to get a Rottweiler, which was my first one, Beast.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he started the love again for the dog. I got him at 6 weeks. He came live with us. He lived with me in the house.
Yes.
I think this was 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, then that's when we got our first Rottweiler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Behind, I believe the name of your kennel is called Kairos, right?
Kairos, yes.
And there's a very interesting story behind that name.
Yes.
Can you please tell our viewers, how did the name Kairos come about?
Initially, we thought of naming the kennel with my surname.
Yes.
And then it was the birth of my son.
Okay.
His name is Khaya.
Yes.
When he came in our lives, we had big dogs only. So the dogs they were not really accustomed to children.
Yes.
So then I was like, you know what, I have to breed another puppy again because he's here, so that I can more accustom him to the dogs.
Yes.
Then that's the reason I'm keeping this one.
Okay.
So that I'm gonna give it to him. This is probably like his legacy.
Yes.
So with his legacy, and then I decided to name the kennel after him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one. Nice, very interesting name, Kairos.
Kairos.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Yes, we're just gonna have the site up. Again, we just have someone that's working on the site now. We'll have links on Twitter and on Instagram and everything up as soon as everything is done.
Okay, nice one. Talking about children.
Yes.
A lot of people, they view Rottweilers as very aggressive and vicious dogs.
Yes.
What is your comment about that?
It's all about the owner. I feel the dog becomes aggressive because the owner trained it to be more aggressive.
Yes.
That the owner is not maybe properly socializing the dog.
Okay.
In terms of that, I used to have a problem a lot because at the time my yard didn't have a wall.
Yes.
I had a fence around, so the kids would play around. They would hit the dogs with stones.
Yes.
So the dogs started having a resentment against kids. So which I had a problem when my son was born.
Yes.
Because the dogs hated everything about children.
Yes.
So I had to start and socialize him with the dogs, make sure that whenever he's around the dogs, his mother is there or I'm there to supervise the dogs with him.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think more or less it's the owner that makes the dog to be vicious.
Okay.
Yes.
So to some of our viewers who don't know or understand what is socialization when it comes to dogs, can you take us through some of the things that you do in socializing the dogs?
Right. In socializing the dogs, you know, I take it to other dogs.
Yes.
Every time I see someone with a dog and I see that the dog is friendly,
yes,
I stop. I allow my puppy or my dog that I have at the time to interact with that dog.
Okay.
You see, also with children, I try to do the same thing. My son is 3 years old.
Yes.
I invite other children from around the hood.
Yes.
Come and play here, so that the dogs can see that there are children around the area and they get more accustomed to children.
Nice one.
I think it's more about exposing the dog to different environments.
Yes.
So that the dog is then able to handle itself in different environments with loud noises, with loud people, you see, with everything that's happening around the area I stay at.
Nice one, nice one. So since you have already explained to us, Uguti, you breed and you sell.
Right.
So when somebody comes and wants to buy a puppy from you, what sort of questions do you ask them before you can conclude a transaction with them?
I ask them where they live.
Yeah.
If he already has a kennel for the dog.
Yes.
If he's already bought the starter kit in terms of the bowls, the water cans, how will the dog be in his yard?
Yes.
I also try to maybe sometimes visit
yes.
The area that we or the place that the client
yes.
is from, so that I can properly check if the dog is gonna have it be in a proper environment.
Yes.
You see, I don't have a big yard or big space,
yes.
but my dogs are more socialized in the
yes.
sense. That's why I'm also touching on that, because you see, dogs need a space to run around. You see, you can't have a dog maybe in an area where it can't stretch.
Yes.
You see, even if I don't walk my dogs, but if I allow them just to walk around the yard, they're able to run. So awesome. I also check in terms of the client's space,
yes.
What type of environment is he going to expose the dog to.
Yes.
And then I also ask if he's buying the dog, is he a family person? Does he have children? You see, I try to get the background of the client, so I'm aware that the dog is going to a good home.
Awesome.
Because I don't I've never had a dog come back to me because maybe it was ill-treated. It's because of I always make a thorough check of who's buying the dog. You see, for me, it's not really about the money. Yes. I've turned down a couple of people which I felt were not were not, maybe didn't have the same vision that I had.
Definitely.
In terms of breeding the dogs, or of him having the dog. You see, when someone says already he wants the dog to be vicious, you see, I want the dog to be vicious, I want it to do the, for me it's a red flag.
Yes, yes.
You see, because these dogs are naturally protective. So they will protect the yard, they will protect your area, they will protect your family.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Okay. So most of the breeders of dogs, when they have sold you a dog, they don't make a follow-up to see how the dog is treated, how the dog is living, things like that. So do you normally also make follow-ups for a couple of months in order to ensure that the dog that you have sold is properly and well taken care of?
Yeah. In fact, I currently have 2 females that are growing up in Woodbank in Mpumalanga.
Awesome.
Which I've sold that side to. I've went there because I've got family that side. Went there, I think it was 2 weeks back. Whilst I was there visiting for other reasons, I had then gone to the owner to go check.
Yes, yes.
You see, I'm speaking about the furthest person I've ever sold the dog to. So I've went and checked 2 weeks ago, and it's now 2 years that I've sold the dog. See, in the 2 years, I've checked them about 3 times.
3 times.
So I've gone to people that have gotten dogs from me around, which are more closer.
Yes.
I've gone every 3rd month to check how the dog is.
Yes.
If the person has a problem, how can I advise further?
Yes.
What the person should do. So that he can get the result that he wants. You see, people are getting dogs for different reasons. Like the other lady, she liked jogging.
Yes.
So you see, for me, I was a bit worried on her accustoming the dog on the jogging.
Yes.
So I had to teach her on the different ways of handling the dog whilst jogging.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Talking about the health of a dog, because I know the health of a dog is very, very important. What measures do you have in place to make sure that the dogs that you have in your yard and the dogs that you sell to potential buyers are kept in a healthy state?
Yeah. We have a strict cleanup that we do around the yard.
Yes.
Every 3 months we use chlorine.
Yes.
To disinfect the area, so we're not carrying around any diseases, because you see we have half soil, half paving.
Yes, I can see that.
So if you know about parvo, parvo will stick to the ground. You'll think it's gone, but the dog will still catch if you bring a puppy again.
Yes.
So we've taken measures to clean around the yard with different acids for that.
Yes.
We also deworm regularly our dogs. We also do yearly shots.
Yes.
Of different vaccines that we administer to the dogs.
Yes.
We've just recently had puppies, which we've also vaccinated fully.
Yes.
And also the importance of keeping the dogs clean. You see, it's about to be winter now.
Yes.
We don't really bath the dogs. We use other tablets for ticks and fleas. So those tablets are the ones that are assisting us in terms of the ticks and fleas.
Nice stuff, nice stuff. Coming to the issues of food.
Right.
Because you mentioned that you just had a litter recently. To somebody out there who is a new dog owner, recently got a puppy, but I don't have any clue when it comes to feeding a puppy. So can you please explain to our viewers, how many times do you feed your puppies?
My puppies?
Yeah.
Our puppies are fed 3 times a day.
Yes.
Up until the 14 months.
Yes.
After 14 months, we then change them to adult food.
Yes.
We put them on puppy food for 14 months. Reason why is that we want the dog to give us its full potential.
Awesome.
So with the puppy food, you understand it's a higher protein. It has mostly of the dog food that I use contains a lot of chicken. So with the chicken, it helps you with the metabolism, it helps you with the skin. It helps you. That's why we keep the dogs for 14 months on puppy food.
Yes.
Then we change after 14 months. On the 15th month, start introducing it to adult food.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then once the dog is at an adult stage, how many times do you feed?
Once the dog is at an adult stage, we feed one big meal a day.
Yes.
It's normally I feed my dogs in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah, so that the system is that more is able to digest during the day.
Yes.
You see, it still has the water, it still can go eat because it doesn't really finish its bowl at the same time.
Yes.
It will maybe eat a bit and then eat a little bit more
yes.
after a couple of hours. So I prefer to feed the dogs in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah, feed the dogs in the morning because we're more working class. There's no one during the day to come feed the dogs and so forth. So we more feed one big meal a day.
Yes.
Yes,
nice
one big meal a day.
Nice one. Somebody's watching the show right now and he's saying, I never thought that I would fall in love with Rottweilers.
Yes.
Now I want one for myself. What advice would you give our viewers before they own a Rottweiler?
First of all, I think it's to love the breed.
Yes.
To love the breed before for me it was that I had loved the breed and I could not afford it.
Yes, yes.
In a sense that it was it was an economic problem for me that I loved the dog and I couldn't afford it.
Yes.
And I could hear people telling me that no, the dogs are expensive, they eat a lot and so forth. And I was like, you know what, one day when I start working, I'll buy one for myself.
Yes.
So it's not really about you being able to afford the dog, but it's also being able to love the dog, love the breed, so that you'll be able to better take care of it.
Yes.
By better take care of it is like you give it time to walk it, you know, you give it a suitable environment to grow up in.
Nice one. So another question would be, somebody's watching the show Sthembiso and they're saying, I want to buy a puppy from Sthembiso.
Yes.
Yes, you know, I like what I see on the show. How can Sthembiso, my viewers, get hold of you?
They can get a hold of me on our site, which we had a different site because our kennel was named differently before.
Yes.
We'll have a site that's going to come up. They can reach us on Twitter, they can reach us on Instagram, they can reach us on Facebook. We'll have everything up on it, which will have our numbers on there. We'll have different pictures of our breeds, I mean, of what we've had before, and our dogs that we've had that are growing up in other environments, in other homes.
Nice one, Sthembiso.
So that will be at Kairos.
Yes.
I'm not sure because we're not sure if we're going to use the .com anymore, but I'm thinking it's going to be Kairos.
Kairos.
Kairos, yes.
Okay. Our last question to you: what is the vision of Kairos, Sthembiso?
The vision of Kairos is to introduce this breed to. I would say to our native people, which are more black people, which have never owned such breeds before. You see, I think my vision and my partner's vision is that we take these dogs to more people that look like us, that couldn't afford the dogs before, that wanted the dogs but couldn't maybe reach anyone that was breeding the dogs. So our vision is really to have these dogs growing up in good homes around the locations and so forth. Not to say that we won't really sell to more upper class and more white people. We will sell to them and so forth, but our vision is to have this breed flourish in our neighborhoods. You see where we are from, and that maybe the breed never dominated that space before. Yes.
Thank you very much, Sthembiso. Sthembiso, thank you very much for this exciting interview that you had with us. I also learned a lot about Rottweilers, and I'm now falling in love.
Yes.
I think I might get one very, very soon from you, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I just fell in love when I saw this beautiful, beautiful dog here with us.
Yes.
My viewers, you have heard it from the man himself, from Kairos. These dogs, very, very lovely dogs. Not aggressive. It depends on the owner, how the owner raises the dogs. Thank you again for staying tuned on the show. And once again, if you have not subscribed to the show, please press the subscription button and the notification bell. See you in the next episode. Stay tuned. Cheers.
Yeah. Vandaag ik shop die tijden, check je bakaat, als ik er een tijden, Nalenja check er een blind, die had ik op aan haar koppelen vibe, yo. Hanna is ook te blind, Hanna is ook te blind, Nalenja check er een blind, die had ik op aan haar koppelen vibe, Nalenja check er op aan haar koppelen vibe.